Why some people don't want to be celebrated. Someone says, "Let's celebrate you." Everyone smiles, but you don't. You feel tense, awkward, out of place. And all you can think is, "I wish this was over." And then you feel guilty because everyone is just trying to be kind. That's what makes this so hard to explain. For most people, celebration feels like love. But for some people, it feels like being put on display. A birthday dinner, a surprise party, a few kind words in front of others. It should feel good, but instead, something inside tightens. You don't know where to look. You don't know how to react. You don't know what face you are supposed to make. And the worst part is, you may actually care about the people in the room. You may know they mean well, but still the attention feels heavy. Because being celebrated is not just about receiving love. It also comes with expectations. You are expected to smile, to look grateful, to enjoy the moment, to become the version of yourself everyone wants to see. And if you don't feel that naturally, you start performing happiness instead of feeling it. That is why some people quietly avoid being celebrated. Not because they hate people, not because they reject love, but because attention can make them feel trapped. And once celebration starts feeling like pressure, even kindness can start to feel like a spotlight. Part 1. When celebration feels like a performance. From the outside, being celebrated looks simple. People gather around you, they say kind things, they smile, they give you attention, and everyone assumes you should feel good. But inside, something different can happen. You become aware of your face, your hands, your voice, the way people are watching you. Suddenly, you are not just living the moment, you are managing the moment. You are trying to look happy enough, grateful enough, relaxed enough. That is where the pressure begins, because celebration does not always allow you to feel what you actually feel. It asks you to feel what the moment requires. And for some people, that is exhausting. They may enjoy quiet appreciation. They may value love. They may feel grateful. But when it becomes public, everything changes. Now gratitude has to be shown. Happiness has to be visible. Emotion has to be performed. And if you have spent your life keeping your feelings private, that can feel almost invasive. Not dramatic, just too exposed. Like everyone is waiting for you to become someone you are not. Part 2. Why being seen can feel unsafe. Some people don't dislike celebration because they dislike love. They dislike the feeling of being examined. There is a difference. Attention can be warm, but being watched can feel unsafe, especially if attention was not always kind. Maybe attention used to come with criticism. Maybe praise was followed by pressure. Maybe people only noticed you when they wanted something from you. Maybe being seen meant being judged. Over time, your mind learns. It starts connecting visibility with risk. So when people celebrate you, part of you understands that it is positive, but another part of you becomes alert. You start wondering, how should I react? What do they expect from me? Do I look ungrateful? And this is the trap. The celebration is supposed to make you feel valued, but instead it makes you monitor yourself. You are not relaxed. You are performing comfort. That is why some people would rather skip the whole thing, not because they don't appreciate kindness, but because they don't want to become the center of everyone's expectations. Part 3. When praise feels like a debt. There is another reason some people don't want to be celebrated. Praise can feel like a debt. Not always, but sometimes. When someone celebrates you, they are not only giving you attention, they are creating a moment you are expected to respond to. You have to receive it correctly. You have to smile, say the right thing, look touched, make people feel that their effort was worth it. And if you don't respond the way they hoped, you feel like you failed them. So the person being celebrated becomes responsible for everyone else's feelings. They worry about disappointing people. They worry about seeming cold. They worry about not reacting enough. A toast in your honor can feel less like a gift and more like a moment you have to survive correctly. Even on a day that is supposedly about you, you still feel responsible for others. That is why some people prefer no party, no big speech, no public moment. Just something simple, something quiet, something that does not require them to become a character in someone else's version of happiness. Part 4. When celebration becomes a test. And this is the part people misunderstand. They think celebration is only about giving someone love, but sometimes it becomes a test of how well you can receive attention, how well you can smile, how well you can look happy, how well you can make everyone else feel comfortable about celebrating you. And for some people, that test feels impossible to pass. Because the moment is no longer just about them, it becomes about how they are performing inside the moment. Are they grateful enough? Warm enough? Emotional enough? Excited enough? And the more they think about it, the less natural the moment feels. You are supposed to relax, but you are being watched. You are supposed to feel loved, but instead, you feel pressure to prove that the love is working. Not the kindness itself, but the invisible expectation attached to it. Part 5. Why this gets stronger with age. When you are younger, you may try harder to play along. You smile because you are supposed to. You accept attention because people expect it. You pretend the moment feels better than it does. But as people get older, something changes. They become less willing to perform. After years of obligations, family roles, work pressure, and being misunderstood, many people start protecting their peace more carefully. They don't want every emotion to be public. They don't want every milestone turned into a performance. They don't want to sit in a room full of smiling people while feeling completely alone inside the moment. Some people do not become colder with age. They become more honest about what drains them. A quiet message may feel meaningful. A private conversation may feel real. A small gesture may mean more than a room full of people waiting for a reaction. With age, many people stop wanting big displays. They start wanting sincerity. Less noise, less pressure, less performance. Part 6. What they actually want. Most people who don't want to be celebrated are not asking to be ignored. That is the misunderstanding. They don't necessarily want less love. They want love that does not put them on display. They want appreciation without pressure. They want closeness without performance. They want to be seen without feeling exposed. A private message can mean more than a public speech. A quiet dinner can feel better than a surprise party. A simple, "I'm glad you are here," can feel safer than everyone raising a glass and staring. Because for these people, love feels most real when it does not demand a performance. They may not want the spotlight, but that doesn't mean they don't want connection. They may not enjoy being celebrated, but that doesn't mean they don't want to matter. They just want to matter quietly, without having to prove that they are enjoying it, without having to wear the right face, without having to turn their private emotions into a public reaction. And maybe that is the real reason some people don't want to be celebrated. Not because celebration is bad, but because for them, being placed in the center does not feel like love. It feels like pressure. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for someone is not to make them feel special in front of everyone, but to make them feel understood when no one is watching. This is the if verse, where the quiet parts of human behavior finally make sense. Subscribe. There's so much more to explore. Thank you for watching.